Hey, it's Mark Allen. Thanks for watching Four Color Commentary. And the boys are back. Finally, it's like, man, Dad keeps saying, we need to make another Four Color Commentary with you guys. And then Dad goes off and makes one by himself. And
three by yourself.
Three by myself, probably more than that. But anyway, who's counting? Just a few. Yeah, that's what I think. Just a couple of things. You know, we just got done watching Aquaman. Yes, we're the Johnny-come-latelys on some of these movies. We can't just go out there and take the family to every movie we want. Budget will not allow. However, I will say this: we are going as a family to see Avengers Endgame when it comes out. Even Mom wants to go see that one. I hope we get to go see Shazam as well as a family, or at least some of us. But I'm actually selling my Eternals #1 because of all the Eternals buzz right now for the Eternals movie coming out in a couple of years. But selling my Eternals #1, it's on eBay right now. Like today, had like 26 watchers and was already up to $41. It's got like 4 more days to go.
$41 for
so got hopes that will pay for us to all go see the movie, have popcorn pop, and then also maybe a little left over to put toward going to see Shazam. Anyway, so that's going on. But okay, let's talk about Aquaman real quick. Let's compare it. Now we're not going to compare it to the Christian Bale trilogy of Batman. Those movies were amazing. All of them were some degree of amazing. Batman Begins, of course, was just the best of all. But in my opinion, I don't know.
I really like the Dark Knight.
You like the Dark Knight? You like yeah. You like the Joker? You like all that kind of stuff. Awesome. But yeah, Heath Ledger as the Joker was wonderful. Was amazing. But anyway, so we're not comparing it to those. Those are standalone movies. But we will compare. Let's talk about the Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, and Justice League, and then you have Aquaman. Of the 4, which is better?
Aquaman.
Aquaman, hands down. You didn't have to think about it.
No.
I agree.
And then Wonder Woman.
And then I forgot Wonder Woman. Yeah,
and then
Aquaman, then Wonder Woman, then Justice League, then Batman vs Superman.
And then
Man of Steel coming in last.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Well, that's about the way I would rank them. Aquaman was just a really pleasant surprise to me. I know people were saying it was good, and of course they were always hoping it was good. Somehow they made the orange and green rock.
The green suit looked awesome.
And they didn't change it much from the comics either. They pretty much stayed the same, and it had like the scale textures.
It had the scales and everything. It was amazing. Black Manta was off the hook, just amazing, and he was very good. Black Manta was very good. It was all very good. We really hoped. Okay, spoiler alert. Mute your video if you still have not seen Aquaman. But when at the end of the after credits scene, when the boat pulled up, when Black Manta was floating, was adrift on some debris out in the ocean, who were we hoping that was?
Oh, Luthor.
Luthor and Deathstroke.
Deathstroke on the boat, like it was shown in the after credits in Justice League.
Exactly. In Justice League, the after credits, when Luthor is signing on Deathstroke, hopefully to his, Injustice Society or whatever. We were really hoping that boat was going to be Luthor again. And so anyway, it wasn't. I think DC missed an opportunity there, but that is the story of DC's cinematic life the last several years. So anyway, so Aquaman, fantastic movie. Now, we are looking forward to Shazam. So looking forward to Shazam. And Shazam is getting amazing reviews. And so we're looking forward to Shazam. Okay, so speaking of reviews, I'm going to have a really short review here in just a moment. But you had an interesting personal triumph just here recently in Wyandotte, Oklahoma. You want to tell us about it?
Oh, there's not much to say. I got first place in my age division in the Wyandotte Bearskin Superhero Run. It was a 5K, and yeah.
So very cool, very cool. He got first place medal here. I'll put a picture up of it close up, but it is kind of cool. He got the first place on the strap there, and Bearskin Superhero 5K. Bearskin is a fitness center there in Wyandotte. And the metal though is very cool, very heavy. It's metal, but it's colorful as well. I'll put a picture of it up there. But anyway, that was kind of cool.
Me and my partner with running, we both got first place.
He and his partner both got first place. Fantastic. Well, congratulations. He's taken up running here lately, and he's recently had the shin splints and tight calves to show for it, so, which is just part and parcel of running as you start into that long distance stuff. Training up for a half a marathon at the end of May. Hope you make it. Hope you make it. All right. Now, speaking of review, it said Shazam was getting great reviews. Here's a review for you. Marvel Fanfare number 7, 1983. This is an Incredible Hulk story, and the Hulk visits a circus where the Blob and Eunice the Untouchable are hiding out. And Eunice's powers of repulsion, the mutant powers are going awry, and he's repelling everything. The tent that he's staying in, neat little gimmick in the story, the tent that he's staying in doesn't even need to have poles or anything because his repelling power is keeping it up, and it looks like kind of a balloon as he's in there. But the Blob is taking care of him, and the Blob and, of course, the Hulk come to blows when the Hulk stumbles onto the circus. Great story, lots of fun. Marvel Fanfare, of course, I plugged Marvel Fanfare here, not Marvel Fanfare, not too long ago. But I don't recognize now. Stephen Grant was the writer, longtime writer for Marvel, and but Joe Barney was the penciler. Never heard of Joe Barney as an artist, but did a very good job on the action and on the storytelling and stuff. Got a slightly trimpish kind of style, and kind of reminiscent of Herb Trimpe. But anyway, good story, great story. If you ever happen to see it in a dollar box or just see it for affordable, and you want a good read, Marvel Fanfare number 7. This one, I think you've read it, haven't you?
I've read it like a lot.
He's read it a lot. He's read it a lot. Does have a Daredevil backup story, which the Daredevil backup stories were always really good. Bill Mantlo writing, George Freeman artist. So anyway, and the Daredevil back cover illustration. And so anyway, good comic, good time, good reading material. And so anyway, now Gimmicks and Obscurities. I wanted to do some Gimmicks and Obscurities. I've been going through my collection, just showing some gimmick covers. I like gimmick covers. I don't apologize for it. I also don't apologize that these days I get most of my gimmick covers out of the dollar boxes. Very rarely do I pay more than that. But just because they're so, I just like shiny objects. What can I tell you? And so these are, I'm going to show some off, but I am going to start with 2 that I paid cover price for, which is unusual for me. But one of the reasons that I did was one of them is an Art Germ cover. I have never gotten an Art Germ cover new. I've always gotten it back issues. But I did get this was the last Art Germ cover for Symbiote Spider-Man number 1 that the vintage stock in Joplin had. Beautiful Gwen Stacy cover there by Art Germ. Just a great painted cover. Very detailed. One of the things I like about Art Germ covers is that oftentimes the subjects are female heroes or whatever, and they're always very decent. And I like that. I appreciate that. But it's really nice colors there, and just a nicely done Art Germ Gwen Stacy cover. At least I'm assuming that's Gwen Stacy. I don't know anyone else in Spider-Man's world who looks like that. So I haven't read it yet, but I have been kind of looking forward to the Symbiote Spider-Man miniseries. It's kind of a throwback, kind of a look back on some of the effects of the symbiote costume on Peter Parker when he first got it. So there was that. I was really glad to get that because it was the last one. And then Detective Comics 1000. I finally got my Detective Comics number 1000 issue. And I did get it a little pricier. It's $10, and because, of course, it's thick. It's almost like a little trade paperback if you look at the square bound cover and everything. But had to go for the Steve Rude cover. Now, if you've watched my video before this one that I put up just a couple of days ago, Mike McCormick at Comic Empire of Tulsa and I talking about Steve Rude. Steve Rude just seems to fly under the radar of so many fans today. He does some covers here and there, but that's about it. In fact, I put a Steve Rude print up, the Marvel Universe print from the classic 60s. Put that up behind us there just for this occasion because Steve Rude just is a great artist and just seems kind of underappreciated these days. Now, So those are a couple of new gimmicks. Definitely gimmick covers. I mean, make no bones about it. You know, multiple covers, variant covers, those are gimmicks, and I do not exercise. I exercise a lot of restraint when it comes to those because that, you know, I'm obviously not going to pay it $10 a pop. I'm not going to get multiple covers of Detective Comics #1. All right. But anyway, starting with Generation X #1. This book, this is a chromium cover. In fact, I should probably take it out and show the whole thing because it's a double spread. Whoa, double spread cover. Be careful, would you?
Telling me to be careful with comics. He's worse.
Double spread cover there. Nice and shiny. Nice and shiny. But just a great Chris Botchlo cover. And just, you know, catches the eye. Just a wonderful wonderful cover there. And thing about Chris Botchlo's art, it was really neat watching him go all the way through, watching his art style mature and change through that series. And so anyway, that is still, I don't know about your neck of the woods, but if you're in the Oklahoma area, man, you can find that in dollar boxes today still everywhere. It's amazing that book, because it's also a great story and great art. So yeah, you can find that in dollar boxes. Here's another one, and all of these, I think pretty much all of these are going to be dollar box finds. This is Geomancer. You want one of those? You want a Generation X #1? I'll have to remember that next time I see one. Geomancer #1. This was a Valiant comic. It is another chromium cover, double spread there, fighting some zombies. You know, everybody's got to be fighting zombies these days. But anyway, the art and the chromium, just amazing. Neat cover there. I like that. And again, you know, I know older collectors who are like, gimmick covers. Those are just like one of the bane of my existence, and one of the reasons why comics collapsed in the 90s. No, comics collapsed in the 90s because of the influx of investors and speculators. That's what I think anyway. I think if you got a good book, a good comic, good story, good art, and you want to throw a gimmick cover on there, be my guest. It's a great deal. Now, this is Ghost Rider #15 from the early 90s series, 1991. This is #15, and #15 they had a glow-in-the-dark cover. I love glow-in-the-dark covers. In fact, this one was so popular, and the series was so popular at the time, that after they did the first print of the glow-in-the-dark cover, they did a second print, gold glow-in-the-dark cover, and had to, you know, dollar fines. Now look, some people may be turning me off right now because they're like, is this all this is? Is gimmicks and obscurities? Mostly gimmicks today. I got to be honest with you. Mostly gimmicks, and there will be a couple of obscurities, and one of them's coming up. But here's another Ghost Rider 2099, kind of a combination foil and chromium cover. And even through the plastic, you can see kind of the rainbow effect there on that, the chromium and the metal cover there. I just love that effect. And that was another Chris Botchlo cover, by the way. Chris Botchlo art on that book, at least the first couple of issues. And I have issue 1 and 2. Now, for an obscurity. This obscurity is actually a Wonder from Wonder Comics. I'm going to say late 80s. It may be early 90s. We'll see here. 1987. All right, April of 1987. G.I. Rambot. All right, G.I. Rambot. Now, the interesting thing about this, and in the obscurities, sometimes I will include part of the, first of all, obscurity, book being obscure is something you may not have heard of, but also something you may not know. I love finding the early works of creators in some of these independent books from years back. And this one has a great Tom Lyle cover. That's a Tom Lyle cover. Tom Lyle, of course, made his bones, made his popularity on Spider-Man in the 90s. But this is what he was doing in the late 80s there, and doing some great pencils on the inside too. So Tom Lyle jam there on G.I. Rambot, #1 from 1987. Obscurity. Some more gimmicks. Green Lantern. Everybody loves Green Lantern gimmicks, and I love glow in the dark covers. And there you go. You have another one. Green Lantern #50. That's a pretty well-known glow-in-the-dark cover, gimmick cover. A lot of people have that one with Hal becoming Parallax And that I happen to know. You put that one under a light. You take it into the bathroom. It pops. Take it into a dark room. Did I say take it into the bathroom?
Yes.
That's weird.
We all do.
We won't. We're not talking about. No, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. No, this is a family show. Okay, but you take that into a dark room. I didn't say bathroom. And it pops, man. That glow in the dark cover glows like crazy, and it even glows that faint green, which is kind of cool. All right, another Green Lantern gimmick cover. You have issue number 96. No, number 81. I'm sorry, December 1996, and it's the headstone cover there, and it has the green sparkles there in the foil area, just kind of really cool. I actually got a couple of those, and just a fun cover there. You know, it has that. The thing about the cover around the shiny area is it's very it's made to look like stone, and it has that very coarse feel to it, which is kind of cool. All right. All right. Let's talk about Guardians of the Galaxy in a foil cover. Guardians of the Galaxy number 25, a fantastic foil Galactus cover. That great Guardians of the Galaxy series from the 90s that was just so much fun and a lot of fun to read, and did a lot of futuristic versions of Marvel characters. Galactus, though, Galactus stayed the same. He's Galactus. He always stays
Except for that
the same.
Weird Fantastic Four movie where he was the Storm.
Yeah, the Fantastic Four movie where he was some kind of a cosmic storm. We're still processing that. And so anyway, okay, Obscurity. Obscurity, also a Golden Age comic from 1952. All right, this is you're familiar, of course, with DC's Dr. Fate. This is the Hand of Fate, and this is an Ace comic, and they had a character called Fate, who was kind of a white, ghostly character, and so that's just kind of interesting. There's also another Fate. I'll share it sometime with Harvey Comics. Did a comic called Thriller-Rama, and it had the man called Fate in it as well. So there's actually a couple of Fates out there besides Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate is a DC character.
I know what Dr. Fate is, but
this
Hand Fate.
He's just
We just talked about it, bro.
If you see, you were doing this
No, I wasn't.
instead of listening. Okay.
I was listening.
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
So anyway, I already said who Fate was. They know. So there you go. All right. He's that little white ghost. He's that white ghostly figure there.
Watch it later and you'll figure it out.
Now another Obscurity. You may not have heard of these. This is a Caliber Comics work that was done back in the. I need to know for sure. I think these were done in the 90s. I reviewed these. This is one of my first reviews for Four Color Commentary back in the day, and 1998. Alan Grant wrote it, and beautiful, beautiful Arthur Ranson art. Now, Arthur Ranson is a British comics artist, okay? But this is called The Hanged Man. And what you have here is a story about a guy who is hanged for his crimes. I mean, he's a criminal. He's a hardened guy. And for some reason, somehow, some way, after getting hung, he goes to a place called Maze World. And, kind of an otherworldly thing, another dimension. And actually becomes a hero there. It was actually 2 issues, and I believe these may have been reprinted from another, but those are from another story, another book. But those are Arthur Ranson covers as well, and just the detail is amazing. Do look up and do some research on this story if you've never heard of it before. If you like really nice, detailed, realistic comic book art, Arthur Ranson is your guy. He is very good. Now, he's done very little stuff, but he has done a graphic novel several years ago, called Batman: The Scottish Connection, I believe it was. He did that comic. Now, 2 more, and I'm not even sure what to tell you about these, except I saw them for the first time years ago. Let's find out how long ago. Years ago, there were it was a miniseries called The Horseman. I'm trying to find the company, the name of the company. And I'm not doing a very good job.
That is some good art.
Yes, it is. And oh my goodness, I should do this stuff before we go on the air. Okay.
Yes, you should.
Well, anyway, I believe it might be a Caliber comic. I can't find the Indicia in here. Anyway, you do the homework. It's called The Horseman, and this is number 0. And I actually
0.
got it in the 2 different all foil embossed covers. The silver, which is just amazing. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look
Ooh,
what
that,
it's driving the camera crazy. Look at
that
that when I do that.
bling.
But you can see the embossment on there and the risen figures and everything. Just amazing. So there's the silver, and then there was also, I tore the bag. Hey, better to tear the bag than to tear the comic.
That's true.
There was also not just the silver, but the gold. And you got the gold, and it
Thought that was really
shines as well. And it's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gimmick covers. And even people who don't generally care about gimmick covers, when I show them those, they do a double take. Oh, wow, cool. Yeah. Ooh. Ah. So yeah, those were. Here's the beauty of this, and I'm going to wrap up with this. But here's the beauty. These books like these back in the 90s when they first issued them were like sometimes you had to pay $10, $15, $25
Back in
to
the
get-
Stone Age?
Jeez Louise.
No, it was a steam age. Thank you very much. All right, and so finding these, now these I found online. I actually got these from either Mile High Comics or what did it say? This one said I got these from mycomicshop.com. Did not pay much for them. Paid like $3 to $5 a piece for them. These I don't find in dollar boxes anywhere. If you find them, that's great. Snatch them up and send them to me. But
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
but anyway, these are just cool to have, and they were rare. They did have a limited print run, and so anyway, that's my silly love and affection for gimmick comics. All right, you guys got anything else?
Awesome.
What are you? Calm down.
It's awesome. Whenever he comes back from the comic stores with those kind of comics, he always shows me, and it's awesome. He's like, "Look what I found!" It's awesome.
That's the beauty of this hobby. It's translatable to my boys, and they like it, and I like it. And but we got to do some fishing here before long. That's our other
Yes.
hobby that we don't do much of.
Actually, there's a fair that Miss B's going to take me to that
A fair?
has fishing.
Oh, cool.
In any old free thing.
Very cool. Well, anyway, listen,
And
that's
ride it.
4-color commentary, and glad you watched. Thanks for watching. Click the like button if you haven't subscribed. Do that. We had 2 new subscribers in the last couple of days, so hey, there you go.
Awesome.
Look, getting closer to that 100 subscribers.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for watching, and share the video. Tell other people about it. But we're glad you came by. We're glad you came by to talk comics with us, or to listen to us talk about comics and movies. You know, like I said. Anything? Anything?
No.
This is Mark Allen, and this is Seth and Isaiah, and we're signing off. Thanks for watching 4-Color Commentary. See you next video.